18 this morning, thousands of Purdue students gathered in the stands of Ross-Ade Stadium over the weekend. We'll show you the sights and sounds from this year's spring commencement.
You want to have that rain gear ready to go for your Monday, a wet work day ahead. On the latest, next.
The COVID-19 vaccine is oddly giving a father and daughter in Lafayette a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'll tell you how on News 18 this morning.
News 18 this morning starts now. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock on Monday, May 17th. I'm Marley Thomas, and thank you so much for joining us today. Ballant and I have been laughing all morning long about wet start to the work week. That's kind of a mouthful, but that's exactly what's in store for us today. Ballant, good morning to you.
Good morning. Again, I'm going to say it 10 times fast here really quick.
I'm not even going to try. That just won't end well. It just won't end well.
Well, hey, nonetheless, again, Marley said it, I've said it. Wet start to the work week. Make sure to have that rain gear ready to go for your morning's commute. And with that, pretty steady rain does continue for a good chunk of the area, with the far exception of our far northernmost areas. And even here just to the west of Greater Lafayette, a little bit of a dry slot did form. Otherwise, rainy start to the day can be expected, and really over the past 6 hours, upwards of an inch of rain has already fallen, and that rain will continue. Here's what we're tracking in your Monday's forecast. A warm front sits just off to our south, and as that gradually does work its way to the north, that's going to help keep some of this rain around. So a wet day can be expected. We'll break it down hour by hour here in just a few minutes.
And now your News 18 traffic report, sponsored by Tipmont REMC.
I'd give yourself a couple extra minutes as you do head out the door this morning, just due to some of that scattered rain across the region. A little bit of ponding water could be possible, so just keep that in mind. As a result, drive time still right where they should be, though. Just over an hour to get down to Indy. Everything showing green here this morning, but again, just keep in mind widespread rain to be expected as you head out the door this morning. Some areas are just seeing some light showers, so that could help things out. Otherwise, wet start to the day, Marley.
All right, Ballant, thank you so much. New this morning, life is coming full circle for a family in Lafayette. A nurse at IU Health Arnett got to fully vaccinate his daughter this month. News 18's Micah Upshaw joins us right now in the studio to share more about this pretty special experience. Micah, a very cool story you have here this morning.
Yes, it is, Marley, and what makes it special is the lengths this nurse went through to make this all happen. Nurse Justin Reagan said it was important for him to do this for his family and the public. Now, the journey to this moment actually starts back in 2008 when the recession hit. That's when Reagan lost his job, but he took it as an opportunity to pursue a career in nursing. His daughter got to watch as he went back to school to get his bachelor's and master's degree. Now, Reagan's daughter is now heading into her senior year at Purdue University, and that's where he was able to vaccinate her first. He volunteered at the co-rec and encouraged her to schedule her appointment, and then the second dose was done at the hospital. But Mary Reagan says her dad helped her overcome hesitation in getting the vaccine.
I wasn't quite sure about it, but truth be told, my dad kept bugging me about it. I would be at work or studying, and he would be texting me, and he's like, hey, I'm over at the co-rec right now. If you come over, I can give you your shot. And eventually I was like, okay.
My primary motivation here is I want my kiddo to be safe. You know, I've been pushing very hard throughout all this to educate people and make them aware of the risks.
Vaccine age limit has lowered to 12 and older. Reagan is hoping he can give his 15-year-old son the shot as well. I'm reporting in studio, Micah Upshaw, News 18.
Pretty cool. Micah, thank you so much. More than 5,000 students packed into Ross-Ade Stadium over the weekend for commencement. President Mitch Daniels began commencement in style with a ride on the J-House couch cart. His speech noted the resilience of the school for being able to have an in-person ceremony. One of Saturday's graduates is Frederick Jensen Nodell, who earned a master's in business administration. He says his second round of graduation was just as good as the first.
It's great. There's a lot of excitement in the air, and I can feel it's very palpable, and I'm very happy to be here. It's awesome. Like, it never gets old, never gets tiring. Maybe I'll go for a PhD so I can do it a third time. No, I'm not.
Coming up a little bit later in the newscast, we will hear from more graduates and also their parents. We do have a reminder for our viewers. Today is the deadline to file your taxes. The Treasury Department and Internal Revenue Services extended the deadline back in March. This was to give people extra time to go ahead and get their finances in order due to the pandemic. The IRS says filing electronically is the fastest way to get your refund. Anyone who does not file their taxes by today could face interest or penalties. There's also a traffic alert for drivers this morning starting tomorrow, that is Tuesday. State Road 25 will close north of Wingate for bridge work. NDOT says crews will shut down the road at the bridge over the North Fork of Coal Creek. That's between County Road 1125 North and County Road 1050 North. The closure is expected to last for about 30 days. The detour follows State Road 28 to State Road 341 to State Road 55 and back. It is part of a project that also includes a bridge replacement on State Road 25 over Big Shawnee Creek. That's located 3 miles south of State Road 28. After July 7th, that portion of the road will close for 60 days. 4-H members are getting their livestock ready for local county fairs this summer, and there is a lot of hard work that goes in to preparing livestock. Over in Carroll County, that's exactly what the Silverthorn family is doing. Megan and her younger brother Brody are working hard to get their livestock ready. They will be showing at the Carroll County 4-H fair in July. Megan shows sheep, goats, and rabbits, while Brody shows goats and poultry. Their mother Gina says showing last year was very different due to the pandemic.
The Carroll County Fair, it's a small fair. I really like it because it's a little more local, and it has the livestock there. With COVID, you know, things have changed, and I was very happy that we were still able to compete and the kids were able to bring their projects to the fair last year.
Gina says Megan and Brody are excited to show this summer. This will be Megan's 9th year showing in 4-H and Brody's 2nd year. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll see the hard work Megan and Brody are doing to go ahead and get their livestock ready to be shown. It is 6:07. Researchers say air pollution is leading to multiple health problems among children. Still ahead, how they say pediatricians can help bring awareness to that issue. And are you feeling overwhelmed and maybe a little bit tired of all-day video conferences? Coming up, experts have solutions for so-called Zoom fatigue. And Purdue softball closes out the regular season. We will bring you those highlights from their matchup with Wisconsin.
And it's a rainy start to the work week, but a major warm-up is ahead. We'll time it all out next.
In the farm report, we're showing the hard work one Carroll County family is to. On today's Indian Farm Report, we're showing the hard work. Let's try this. For today's Indiana Farm Report, we're showing the hard work of highlighting the hard work 4-H members are doing. Highlighting the hard work 4-H members are doing to prepare livestock. Because their work has you tired, you're not alone, in fact.
Marley, I know I asked.
You're watching News 18 this morning. News from where you live.
If spending hours on video calls for work has you feeling a little bit tired, you are not alone. In fact, researchers have kind of coined the term Zoom fatigue. Naomi Ruckham explains how it's more than just exhaustion, and she has ways to get out of that virtual funk.
Mom, healthcare professional, and PhD student Kristen Weimer spends much of her day on video conferences.
Approximately 8 to 12 hours a day.
She says all that time on screens is giving her migraines, back pain, and too much awareness of herself.
I hate seeing myself on camera. I think as women in general, we tend to be a little bit harsher on our outwardly appearance.
Stanford researchers say many of us are experiencing what they call Zoom fatigue during the pandemic. Professor Jeremy Bailenson says there are 4 main reasons: excessive close-up eye contact, less ability to move around during long calls, being forced to interpret nonverbal cues during video chats, and seeing yourself on screen for hours.
If someone is following around your place of work with a mirror, that would make no sense at all. Yet for video conferences, we're showing our real-time image constantly. And what the research shows is that this is fatiguing, this is draining, and it causes us to get stressed and have negative affect over time.
Dr. Bailenson recommends hiding your screen on a video conference so the focus is on the person talking, not you. He also reminds not every call needs to be on camera.
What I like to do is set norms in the meetings that we're in. I would say half of my meetings, everybody knows you go in with the video off and you just have a voice conversation.
Kristen spends more time with her family to get away from screens.
We take a drive and just wander out in the country and see the sunset. For us, that's been helpful to have that kind of different family time.
She looks forward to more time in person with others eventually. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The Stanford researchers have also developed an online survey where you can score your level of Zoom fatigue. The free questionnaire will tell you how you compare to your peers in terms of the emotional and physical impact of constant video calls.
And now, your Precision 18 forecast. News 18. Weather from where you live.
A wet start to the work week is upon us as we're tracking pretty widespread rain here this Monday morning. With that 1 or 2 pockets of some localized heavy downpours. Otherwise, steady light rain for most of us across the region. Just to the north of Greater Lafayette, a little bit of a dry slot. Otherwise, steady rain this morning, and that rain will be sticking with us here through a good chunk of your Monday's forecast. Here's the setup. Warm front sits just off to the south of us, mainly along the Interstate 70 corridor. As that does work its way off to the north, that's going to help keep some of these rain chances with us over the next several hours as well as into the evening's forecast. So let's go ahead and jump to 18 precision cast, time things on out. By 7 o'clock this morning, scattered showers still can be expected. I do believe this has a little bit of a lag by about an hour, hour and a half on the timing of the system. But as we do head through the late morning hours, gradually, we start to see a little bit of lulling from any sort of rain activity. I think by the late morning into the early afternoon, 1 or 2 stray showers will be possible. Otherwise, things will go pretty quiet for at least a couple of hours. Then as we do head on into the late afternoon and evening hours, more rain will gradually start to work its way back on in. With that, 1 or 2 stray showers will also be possible. Rain will continue to build on in overnight into Tuesday's forecast. Tuesday, another round of some wet conditions can be expected, so don't put that rain gear away just yet tonight. In terms of how much rain we could expect today, we've already seen upwards of an inch of rainfall, and that'll only continue to build here. Say through the remainder of the day, upwards of another ½ inch, 2 inch of rain can be expected. Then with more rain in Tuesday's forecast, pretty wet conditions here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Despite the rain here today, temperatures are already pretty mild at about 60 degrees. We'll still remain at about 60 by 9 o'clock this morning. A daily high of 68 degrees this afternoon for us here in Greater Lafayette. Again, a little bit of lulling later on this morning into the early afternoon. It's a couple scattered showers. Otherwise, more rain does work its way on in this evening. As we do head through the 7-day forecast here, rain chances do stick with us Tuesday as well as in Wednesday morning's forecast. Then we turn hot and humid by Wednesday afternoon. A big warm up here for the second half of the work week. Will warm all the way up to 90 degrees by Friday afternoon. First true taste of summer-like temperatures here, especially by the second half of this work week. I'll have to say Friday will be my pick of the week. Plenty of sunshine and of course hot temperatures. So if you've been missing some of these warmer temperatures, there you go this weekend, nice and toasty.
And now your News 18 traffic report, sponsored by Tipmont REMC.
Sunrise here in about 20 minutes, and with that, a cloudy and of course rainy start to the day. Traffic still moving just fine though. Despite those rain chances, you can see just how wet those roadways are. A lot of that light there from the traffic lights reflecting there on the corner of Sagamore Parkway and South Street. Say maybe give yourself a couple extra minutes just due to the potential for some ponding on roadways. Otherwise, all major roadways are looking okay here this morning, and similar conditions in Greater Lafayette. I wouldn't expect any major slowdowns here this morning. Again, just some localized construction or traffic looks to be possible, Marley. Otherwise, a wet start to the day can be expected.
Believe how much it's going to be warming up this weekend. Oh my goodness.
I know, even by Friday afternoon, we'll jump by more than 20-25 degrees as compared to this afternoon. So big warm up ahead. We've just got to get through this rainy start to the work week here before warmth as well as clear conditions do return.
I like what you said. You said, hey, it's going to be a little bit toasty. A little toasty.
I'd say so too. First time we do hit that 90-degree mark this year too, so something to look forward to by Friday.
All right, Ballant, thank you so much. The results of a new study have led experts to say patients at risk for heart disease should not take fish oil supplements. Why they've come to that surprising conclusion, next on News 18 this morning.
And now, sports scores and highlights. News 18. Sports from where you live.
Good morning. One last ride. The Purdue softball team looking to end the regular season on a high note at Wisconsin yesterday. After losing the first match of the series, the Boilers won both outings of Saturday's doubleheader. Out to the Goodman softball complex, Purdue trails by 1 in the third frame. Sydney Bates in her final game as a Boilermaker, 2 RBI triple for the lead, first of her career. Boilers led for nearly all of Saturday, and it doesn't look like that'll change on Sunday. move to the top of the 5th. 3-1. Wild pitch bounces left. That plates Becca Jones. Now the Gold and Black in front, 4-1. Wisconsin down, but not dead. Home half of the frame, Lauren Foster into deep left. It's off the wall, and she'll log an RBI. Wisconsin's comeback just not enough. The Boilers win their final game of the season and close it out on a 3-game win streak. 7-6 the final. Purdue finishes 18-26 overall. Over the Big Ten track and field championships, men's 4x100. Purdue on the inside in gray. Handoff to Justin Becker. The Boilers in second place. Purdue football's Marcellus Moore will anchor for the Gold and Black. A great start. All alone on the final straightaway in lane 5. Iowa's Wayne Lawrence Jr. about a third of a second behind him. Moore and the Boilers are champions. 39.30, fourth fastest time in school history. Purdue finishes 6th overall as a team for the guys, 10th overall for the women's team. Over to professional basketball. With Sunday's win over the Raptors, the Pacers will be the number 9 seed in the Eastern Conference this year. That means Indy will be in the NBA's play-in tournament beginning this week. The Sirs host Charlotte at Bankers Life this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. That game to be shown on TNT. In order to get a spot in the playoffs, the Pacers will need to win twice, Tuesday and Thursday, against either Washington or Boston. In case you missed it on Saturday, Indiana Fever legend Tamika Catchings was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Catchings is the current VP of Basketball Operations and the general manager of the Indiana Fever. During her career when she played for the Fever, she was a 10-time All-Star, named MVP in 2011, and helped win the franchise's only league title. That's just the start of her laundry list of achievements. Catchings is the 5-time Defensive Player of the Year. She spoke at that ceremony on Saturday and offered these words about her basketball journey.
Basketball chose me, an awkward, lanky, introverted tomboy born with a hearing disability, a speech impediment, and a will to overcome obstacles, dream big, and to change the world.
All right, that's all we've got from the sports desk this morning. As always, visit us online at WLFI.com/sports for more on today's stories. We'll see you later.
It is 6:22. JD, thank you. A new study presented at the American College of Cardiology reports that fish oil does not provide benefits to patients with cardiovascular risk. The study enrolled more than 10,000 patients, with half taking prescription-grade fish oil and the other half taking a corn oil-based placebo. The results showed there was no benefit in terms of reduced heart attack or stroke in patients taking fish oil supplements. In fact, lead author Dr. Stephen Nyson says fish oil appears to increase the risk of irregular heartbeat. The American Academy of Pediatrics is warning of the consequences of air pollution on children's health. Data shows it can make chronic diseases like asthma worse. It's also associated with abnormal lung and neural development, as well as cancer, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. The Academy is recommending pediatricians to know pollution issues in their area and advocate for better environmental policies. It is a wet start to our work week on this Monday morning. You're taking a live look outside right now. Grab that rain gear. Valent will be joining us right after the break.
You're watching News 18 this morning. News from where you live.
Welcome back to News 18 this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. The Art Museum of Greater Lafayette has opened its doors to a new exhibit. It has been under construction for a couple of months, but now there are some pretty big changes. Take a look at this. The exhibit has a large variety of art on display, all of which are from the museum's own collection. Walls have been rearranged for a new layout in the main gallery. And then on top of that, fresh coats of colored paint have been added throughout the museum for a new atmosphere. Museum shop manager LaDonna Vohar helped with the project. She believes guests will be impressed with the new changes.
I walk in, every time I walk in, it's like, wow, I'm just so overwhelmed because it's so wonderful and different.
Vohar says the inspiration for the new design and exhibit came from Lori Amick, the interim curator at the museum. Well, there we go. Ballant, let's take another check of our Monday forecast here.
Oh, wet start to the work week in store as some light rain does continue for most of us here this morning. A couple of dry slots starting to form, especially just off to the east of Tippecanoe County, as well as in far Warren and Fountain counties. In Montgomery County, still seeing a little bit of break from any sort of rain. However, those rain chances do stick with us here through a good chunk of Monday's forecast as a warm front, which sits just off to the south of us, will gradually work its way to the north, and that'll help keep some of these rain chances with us through the workday, as well as into Tuesday's forecast. So keep that rain gear ready to go here, but with that, temperatures will remain pretty mild despite those rain chances this morning through the morning commute. Upper 50s to lower 60s can be expected, and by this afternoon, all of us do return back into the 60s, a high of 68 degrees this afternoon in Greater Lafayette. And as we do head through the work week, big warm up ahead of us. So I'll have the latest on that next.
Sounds great. Ballant, thank you. There's still more News 18 this morning on the way. As always, you can stay connected with us on our website. That's WLFI.com. It is 6:28. We'll be right back. Now on News 18 this morning, more than 4 decades after last suiting up for the Purdue football team, a former player is back to receive his degree. We'll tell you how it was a family affair.
It's a good idea to have that rain gear ready to go. Wet conditions in your Monday's forecast. We'll have the latest next.
And changes are now coming to Clegg Memorial Garden in Tippecanoe County. Find out what new things you can check out on your next visit there just ahead.
News 18 this morning starts now. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
Welcome back, and hey, good Monday morning to you. I hope you had a great weekend. It is 6:30 on May 17th. I'm Marley Thomas, and thank you so much for joining us today. Probably a good idea to go ahead and grab that rain gear as you are heading out the door this morning. A little bit rainy out there, Ballant.
That's right. Thankfully, some of the heavier rain has worked its way out this morning, but still some steady light showers going on for a good chunk of us here this Monday morning. So, as Marley just mentioned, rain gear, keep it at hand. Steady rain falling here for most of us this morning. A little bit of heavier rain just to the west of Greater Lafayette, as well as to the north of Kokomo. Otherwise, just some light showers here this morning, but we've already seen a nice little soaking over the past 6 to 12 hours. Upwards of ½ an inch to an inch for mainly the southern 2/3 of the area. And these rainfall totals will quickly increase as we do head through the next several days as we're tracking multiple rounds of rain here to start off the work week. This morning, though, this first system will be sticking with us. A warm front sits just off to our south. That's gradually going to lift to the north, and that's going to help keep some of these rain chances with us over the next several hours. We'll time it all out here, hour by hour, coming up in just a few minutes.
And now, your News 18 traffic report, sponsored by Tipmont REMC.
Despite the rain chances, temperatures will be mild here this morning, 61 degrees by 7 o'clock. Rain still can be expected over the next hour to hour and a half. And as we do head on into the late morning and early afternoon, we'll see a bit of a lull from widespread rain, just a couple scattered showers during that time frame. But rain will be working its way back on in this afternoon, and with that, daily highs do reach the 60s. For this morning's drive, though, yellow lights just due to some of those wet roadways. Be mindful, a little bit of ponding can be possible on the side of roadways. Otherwise, everything pretty quiet here on the traffic map. All major roadways showing greens, any sort of heavy traffic down towards Indy. For us, just some localized traffic possible. Otherwise, Marley, things wet, but looking pretty quiet here this Monday morning.
Ballant, thank you so much. The Indiana State Department of Health is now reporting 754 new COVID-19 cases across the state. There were also 9 additional COVID-related deaths in Indiana. One of those is from Jasper County, bringing the county's death toll to 49 people total. State health officials are reporting 30 new cases over in Cass County and 15 new cases in Tippecanoe County. You can see a county-by-county breakdown of those numbers by heading over to WLFI.com. 17,000 additional Hoosiers have now been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus just in the past 24 hours. According to the Indiana COVID-19 vaccination dashboard, that brings the statewide total number of fully vaccinated residents to nearly 2,300,000. Nearly 13,000 12 to 15-year-olds have gotten their first dose of the vaccine. As News 18 previously reported, the FDA and CDC approved the Pfizer vaccine for that age group last week. Now, more than 74,000 people are fully vaccinated in Tippecanoe County. News 18 does continue to keep you updated when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. You can head over to our website, WLFI.com, where you can find a link with step-by-step instructions on how you can make an appointment to get vaccinated. New this morning, although living in this pandemic is really not ideal, it is bringing one IU Health nurse a unique experience. Justin Reagan got to administer his daughter's COVID-19 vaccines. News 18's Micah Upshaw joins us right now in the studio to share why this moment is so special for his family. Micah, a pretty cool story that you have here this morning.
It is pretty cool. Thank you, Marley. And what makes it special is the lengths this nurse went through to make this happen. Now, Nurse Justin Reagan said it was important for him to do this not only for his family, but also the public. Now, the journey to this moment actually starts back in 2008 when the recession hit. That's when Reagan lost his job, but he took it as an opportunity to pursue a career in nursing. His daughter got to watch as he went back to school to get his bachelor's and master's degree. Reagan's daughter is now heading into her senior year at Purdue University, and that's where he was able to vaccinate her first. He volunteered at the co-rec and encouraged her to schedule her appointment, and the second dose was done at the hospital. But Mary Reagan says it's exciting seeing things come full circle for her family.
I saw him go through all those things, was there at every graduation, and now, he's here helping all of these people every day. Makes me really proud.
Well, I was grateful to have the opportunity. I mean, I never anticipated something like this when I went back to school for this, and that my actions may directly impact her outcome here.
Now that the vaccine age limit has lowered to 12 and older, Reagan is hoping that he can give his 15-year-old son the shot as well. I'm reporting in studio, Micah Upshaw, News 18.
Very cool. Micah, thank you so much. 42 years after playing football for Purdue, Keena Turner got his degree side by side with somebody pretty special. This weekend, he walked with his daughter Ella, who also got her degree. Keena attended as a Purdue student from 1976 to 1979. He was drafted in the second round of the NFL draft to the Miami Dolphins. He went on to play 11 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers. Turner says while he's thrilled to be back in West Lafayette, the real joy was being able to be there with his daughter.
Pretty exciting.
Super exciting.
Yeah. I mean, it's really Ella's day, but it's so amazing to get an opportunity to spend it with her in this way. And so I'm just excited. I've been on cloud nine all day.
Congratulations to both of them, and Keena Turner got his degree in organizational leadership from the Purdue Polytechnic Institute. And of course, the Turners were not alone graduating this weekend. As News 18's Peter Hewlett reports, more than 5,000 Boilermakers joined them inside Ross-Ade Stadium for commencement.
It's a day every student looks forward to, the culmination of years of hard work and a time for new beginnings. Graduation at Purdue University. Purdue President Mitch Daniels, who made sure to arrive in style aboard the J-House couch cart, led the commencement festivities.
You are leaving here ready for leadership. Your academic records say so. The history of Purdue graduates says so. The character you demonstrated this last year when your embrace of the Purdue Pledge enabled this place to stay open at all clearly says so.
The graduates know it too. Over 5,000 of them in Ross-Ade Stadium. Frederick Jensen Nodell is doing it for the second time, earning an MBA.
It's great. There's a lot of excitement in the air, and I can feel it's very palpable, and I'm very happy to be here. It's also, it never gets old, never gets tiring. Maybe I'll go for a PhD so I can do it a third time. No, I'm not.
Many others are getting their first degree. Mariah Mendoza transferred to Purdue in her junior year. She's getting her degree in political science with a minor in women's, gender, and sexuality studies.
I feel really excited and also really relieved. This has been a very long day and it's only like 11 a.m. So we're going to go out to eat because we're all hungry.
Her father, Lorenzo Mendoza, is proud of how his daughter has taken on every challenge sent her way.
Her attitude, the can-do attitude, and she just always excelled no matter where we were stationed at. And to see it culminate today in her receiving her degree is just, I couldn't be prouder.
At Purdue University, Peter Hewlett, News 18.
Congratulations to all of the graduates. Jensen Nodell says he earned his MBA for his job, and Mendoza is going to pursue a career as a paralegal. Work is now beginning on several new features at Clegg Memorial Gardens. Niches Land Trust will be building a new observation deck off the office house. This is so parents can watch over kids as they explore in the play area. They will be adding interactive exhibits on the deck so people can learn more about native species. They are also working on adding a new trail, which could be open as early as midsummer. Duke Energy is helping fund these new projects. Dan Rhodes from Duke says they support Niches' efforts in nature conservation and combating climate change.
That's why we think Niches is a premier conservation organization. They really believe in preserving and protecting our spaces outside, and that's something that Duke Energy supports as well.
Duke Energy has given $35,000 to Niches over the past 5 years. You can volunteer to help these projects by going to Niches' website, and you can find a link to that on our website. That's WLFI.com. It is 6:40. Thousands of 4-H participants had their season cut short due to the pandemic back in 2020, but this year it is back on track. A look at one local family's preparations coming up in our Indiana Farm Report.
And a rainy start to the work week. We'll have the latest in your Monday's forecast next.
And now, your Precision 18 forecast. News 18. Weather from where you live.
A wet start to the work week is upon us as some steady rain does continue across the area. Just some very light rain falling over Greater Lafayette right now. Otherwise, most of us just dealing with some light showers, and that trend will continue over the next several hours. Pretty wet conditions here to start off Monday morning. And here's our setup. A cold or warm front sits just off to the south of us, mainly along the Interstate 70 corridor, and that's gradually going to be working its way to the north over the next few hours. And with that, that's going to help keep rain with us, at least for the next few hours. Then a little bit of lulling during the late morning into the early afternoon before more of this rain off to our west does work its way on in. So let's go ahead and time things on out. We'll jump to 7:30 on 18 Precision Cast. This scatters rain out quite quickly. Do believe that's going to be a gradual trend, maybe not this aggressive by 7:30 this morning. Nonetheless, as we do head through the morning hours, expect a little bit of lulling from widespread rain to start to take place, especially by 10 o'clock this morning. That lulling does continue into the early afternoon. Apart from just one or two stray showers, we'll see a temporary break from any sort of rain activity. Then as we do head on into the late afternoon, I'd say between 2:30 and 3 p.m., a few more scattered showers do start to become possible, and that trend will continue into this evening into early Tuesday morning. By Tuesday, another round of some wet conditions can be expected, so some rainy conditions can be expected here. For your Monday, though, anywhere from about half an inch upwards to an inch of rain on top of what we've already seen here over the past 6 hours can be expected. And then with more rain in tomorrow's forecast, hey, that's only going to increase. So wet conditions over the next 24 to 36 hours. Despite that rain today, temperature is pretty mild in your Monday's forecast. By 9 o'clock, Temperatures right around 60 degrees, 61 here in Greater Lafayette. Then with that lowering, that's going to help warm us up slowly but surely. 65 degrees by 1 p.m. The daily high of 68 degrees this afternoon for us here in Greater Lafayette. On top of that, a little bit breezy winds out of the east-southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then once this rain does exit by early Wednesday, morning temperatures will start to get warm and expect some humid conditions. More summer-like conditions do return. 83 Wednesday, warming up all the way to 90 degrees by Friday afternoon. Friday will be my pick of the week. Plenty of sunshine and nice and hot. First time seeing those 90s on that 7-day forecast this year too. So something to look forward to after the wet start to the work week.
And now your News 18 traffic report, sponsored by Tipmont REMC.
Morning commute in full swing, and with that, a wet one. Of course, I'd still keep that rain gear ready to go, even though we're just seeing some light showers here. This morning in Greater Lafayette, no major slowdowns to report, just some localized traffic there, backing things up. Otherwise, don't expect any sort of major slowdowns for your Monday morning's commute. Just localized traffic across the area. That's going to be the main concern. Otherwise, not much here to hinder that morning commute, Marley.
Sounds great, Ballant. Thank you for keeping us updated. Families across the WLFI viewing area are preparing their livestock to be shown in the upcoming 4-H fairs. And that's exactly what the Silverthorn family over at Carroll County is doing. Their 4-H animals include sheep, goats, rabbits, and chickens. After winning both Royal Showmanship and Premier Showmanship last year,
and I'm the first person in Carroll County to ever win both of them.
Megan Silverthorn is getting her livestock ready to be shown at the upcoming Carroll County 4-H fair.
Only one of them, Royal Showmanship, was my main goal, so I was super excited when I won both of them.
This will be Megan's 9th year showing. And this year, part of the livestock she will be presenting includes 9 lambs.
You walk them around, you wouldn't normally have a halter on her. That's how we practice at home.
Part of the preparation process includes walking her lambs, and while doing that, she constantly stops and practices setting the animals up in the correct standing position.
That looks pretty good right now.
Getting the livestock ready to be shown is a process Megan's mom, Gina, says comes with a lot of work.
If you go to fairs and you see the animals in the show ring, they look very nice and they look very clean and they look, you know, they're happy to be led, but that's not the way they start out. They start out a little bit wild.
Not every night right now.
Megan's brother Brody is also involved with 4-H.
This is my 2nd year.
Right now, as you can see, he's working with his favorite goat, Wonder Woman.
It's a doe. Does have horns.
While watching both her kids prepare for the upcoming 4-H fair, Gina gets a little bit emotional.
It makes me very proud of them and proud of 4-H and what it means to me and what it does for my kids.
Why won't you do anything?
And as the fair gets closer,
when school gets out, then they will spend more time with their livestock every day. They'll do more, walking of them and practicing showing.
While Megan and Brody continue to practice, Megan says she's excited for the day to come when she can finally get back in the show ring.
So I just try to go out there and do what I've learned, and hopefully everything works out the way I want it.
The Carroll County 4-H Fair is scheduled for July 16th through the 23rd. There's a new exhibit and some design changes at the Art Museum of Greater Lafayette. What you can expect next time you visit when we come back.
You're watching News 18 This Morning. News from where you live.
The Art Museum of Greater Lafayette is back to its normal hours for the first time since he started the COVID-19 pandemic. And as News 18's Peter Hewlett shows us, it looks a little bit different than you may remember.
The Art Museum of Greater Lafayette is back to full strength. To kick off their return to normal hours, they've been doing some housekeeping. A lot of it, says gift shop manager LaDonna Vohar.
We cut a wall in half. We moved walls. These are 2 walls here that were on the sides. We moved them to the middle of the museum.
On May 14th, the museum unveiled a new gallery. It boasts a new, more open layout, and the white walls of the past are gone, now replaced with splashes of color, much to the avail of guests, according to Vohar.
Wow, look at that. Oh, it's so wonderful. Oh, look at all the color. It's great. It's great hearing of the people that have been here and knew what it looked like before.
And another twist. The main gallery now features art that is entirely in-house. That is, every item on display is a part of the museum's own collection. Vohar says the vision for the project came from intern curator Lori Amick, with help from the current curator Andrea Klutsky.
And so between Lori and myself and Andrea, we worked hard. We spent a lot of hours making this happen, but it was worth every minute of it.
And now that it's ready after months for Vohar, it's already paying dividends.
I walk in, every time I walk in, it's like, wow, I'm just so overwhelmed because it's so wonderful and different.
In Lafayette, Peter Hewlett, News 18.
You can check out the new exhibit any day of the week. The museum is open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. After a 1-month delay due to the pandemic, tax day has arrived. That and today's other top stories when News 18 This Morning continues. Right now, Ballant will be joining us right after the break.
watching News 18 this morning. News from where you live.
It is 6:57. Here are your top stories for this Monday morning. Today is the last day to file your taxes. The deadline was extended back in March. This was to give people extra time to get their finances in order due to the pandemic. The IRS says filing electronically is the fastest way to get your refund. Anyone who does not file their taxes by today could face interest or even penalties. Starting tomorrow, State Road 25 will close north of Wingate for bridge work. Crews will shut down the road at the bridge over the North Fork of Coal Creek. That is between County Roads 1125 North and County Road 1050 North. That closure is expected to last for 30 days. Balance a final check of our Monday forecast.
A pretty wet start to the work week in store. Widespread rain does continue here this morning. So I have that rain gear ready to go. Rain does continue all the way through Wednesday morning. Afterwards, big warm up in store. Temperatures do quickly climb all the way up to 90 degrees by Friday afternoon. Friday will be my pick of the week. Warmer temperatures, plenty of sunshine in store. First time this year seeing temperatures back in the 90s. So something to look forward to after all this rain early this week.
I cannot believe how much it's going to warm up this weekend. Oh my goodness, in the 90s, Balance.
Yeah, big warm up here. Get ready for it.
Absolutely. All right, that is all the time we have for today. We will see you back here at 7:26. CBS This Morning is next. Have a great Monday.